Hey everybody, welcome back to day 2, Breakfast with Bob from beautiful Edmonton, Canada. My name is Bob Babbitt and we are brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels, Go Longer, Quintana, HOKA, One Farm, Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, Premium Plus Sports, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest from the Netherlands, Lotte Wilms. How you doing, Lotte?
I'm good, very well, thank you.
Such a treat to meet you. So, from the Netherlands, what were your sports growing up?
A lot of sports. Like till I was 12, I think I did volleyball, sailing a lot because my parents, they love sailing. We had our own sailing boat, so they tried to get me in sailing competing, but I was a little bit scared of the wind.
Yeah, don't blame you.
So that didn't work for a while. My family, my mom's side is really ice skating.
Oh, yeah.
So my mom, she goes ice skating every year to Sweden and Austria on the big lakes for 200 Ks. So
wow, 200 Ks on the ice.
Yes.
And that ice is obviously pretty darn thick. I actually where I used to work, we had a lake behind our house, and they had motorcycle races on the ice. And they had spikes on the and they're driving motorhomes out on the ice. I'm like, that ice better be pretty damn thick.
Yeah. Well, I think it was always kind of a dream, maybe from my grandparents or from my mom's side, that I would be really successful in ice skating. But I hated the cold toes in the ice.
Oh,
ice
it's the
skating.
worst.
I couldn't handle it, so they couldn't make me happy. And my grandpa, he just put me on this chair, and I was just sitting, and he was like pushing me.
He pushed you on the ice.
On the ice, yes.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I just discovered the water. I love to be in the sailing boat, but also I loved in summer to be in the water.
Swimming.
And, swimming. And my dad really recognized that. So then he got me to a swim club in the bigger city. So we lived in the countryside.
Yes.
So I had to travel 10 Ks. So
each way to go to swim workouts.
Yes, and high school was 10 Ks as well. So I ended up
in the other direction.
Other direction, yes. So I ended up doing like 40 Ks on the bike, and then 2 hours in the pool every day, nearly every day.
So basically, you were a triathlete and didn't know it.
Exactly.
You were swimming and riding, and then doing some running too.
And I thought I would never do bike riding because I hated the wind and the cold and the rain. So I was always happy to arrive at the pool, be there, and
the pool was warm.
Warm, yes, nice. Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
So I enjoyed that for a long time till I stopped when I was 28.
So swimming, we're talking at a high level. Were you thinking Olympics? And
I was thinking about the Olympics in that time. I got to national levels.
Very cool. And what was your specialty?
I did all different things. I went from 100, 200, 400 freestyle for a long time. Then I was really interested in the butterfly and medley for a longer time period.
So here's the question. Toughest event. 200 fly, 400 IM.
400 IM.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because for any swimmer that I interview, it's always that. It's like, which is it? Because both of them are brutal.
It is both brutal. My weakest is backstroke. So and with the butterfly, I could always kind of switch off my mind after 150 meters and just survive for the last 50.
When I do butterfly, if we're in a 25-meter pool, I go 26. That's it. Like if we're supposed to go 50 or 100, I get it. As soon as I take the turn off the wall, gone. Then my arms don't work anymore, and you sink to the bottom and die.
But I think it's with every sport. If you just go train for it. It was with the butterfly as well. If you just put the distance in there in training, and you train more butterfly, and your body can handle the load because it's more load on your shoulders, then you can come up with a good performance in the pool. Yeah.
So when did you get to the point where this black line at the bottom of the pool is a little boring, and maybe you want to do something else?
Well, it was the Olympics 2012 in London. I had this moment there was a qualification in the Netherlands to qualify for the relay. That was my highest chance. It didn't happen, but it was a good fun period to try.
Oh yeah, relay's fun.
Yeah. And then I thought, when I was 28, I wanted to see more of the world. Friends from university and from work, they were talking about how good it is to travel.
Yes.
So I stopped swimming, and then I teach myself to run because I thought I can do that during my trip.
Right,
And
because it's easy. You don't have to. You need a pair of running shoes. That's
Yes,
it. You don't
yes.
need a pool.
Exactly.
I don't need a bicycle.
Yeah.
They fit in my bag. It's not a problem.
So I then start traveling, and I had a special place for Australia already, because when I was 19, in 2003, I joined the University in Newcastle in Australia for 8 months, and I trained there.
Fell in love with it.
Yes, I trained there also with Lauren Parker in the time.
Did you really?
Yes.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. So, that was a great experience in that time, and I really wanted to go back to the amazing sport country.
Right, and that's obviously triathlon is crazy there. Is
Yeah,
that where
I
you
didn't.
did your first? No.
Yeah, I didn't even know till I arrived in Australia. I started do running every day because the opportunity was there.
Yeah.
And then some people from the swimming, from my old swim mates from the Netherlands, they said I was running 1:25, I think, for half a marathon in Sydney, and they said you should start triathlon. I would should you?
Yeah, because you already had the swim.
Yeah, so I had a break of 5 years of being an athlete, and then I thought, okay, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it good.
Okay. So you went and got yourself a bike?
Yes. I looked up first the results from Rio.
From the Olympics?
For the Olympics, yes.
So I've never done a triathlon, but let me find out what the Olympians do, how fast they go, and then I'll just do that.
Yes.
I get it. That's sort of the way I look at life too. It's like, hey, this is how fast the Olympians go, and I think I'll just go out and do that myself.
Yeah. I remember I saw T1 and T2 in the results, and I don't know what that is, but I understand swim, back, run.
Right, you didn't know what that T thing is.
No, but I worked that out quite quickly when I started.
Because when you're swimming, eventually you have to become a bike rider, so maybe you have to do something about changing clothes. Okay, we'll figure that
exactly.
out.
Yeah, so I just started, I think, training like a maniac for 6 months. And
self-coached, of course.
No, I found a coach in Sydney in the swimming pool, because I thought, like, okay, I didn't swim for 5 years, so I thought, like, well, before I'm gonna start making this serious, I should try a little bit.
Swim,
Yes. And I met this coach up there, and he said, oh, what are you training for? So I was like, well, try to get in triathlon maybe, or soon, maybe in a couple of months. And I said, well, I'm a triathlon coach. And I was like, oh, that's good.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. That's then I said to him, but I'm going for the Olympics. I'm going for the Tokyo Olympics.
Right, that's what you said.
Yes.
Yes. And he said, okay, there you go.
He said, oh yeah, I think we can make
work
that work.
On that. Yeah.
So I start training. I think we were training for 6 months, and I did some local races in Australia, and lucky enough, I did a local race where Ashley Gentle was racing as well. But I was in the age group, and she was in the elite, but it was enough for the Dutch Federation to see the difference in our time. So I was only, I think, 2 minutes behind her. And that gave them confidence to give me a start
so then
for the World Cup.
Wow. So
in Mullerbaan, yes.
Yes. Oh, that is amazing.
Yes.
So all of a sudden they give you a start racing for the Netherlands.
Yes.
How'd that go?
It was really good. Yes, it was. I came in the top 20.
That's amazing.
And but I was there with my swim mindset, so I thought, well, top 8 in swimming, if you get to the finals, top 8 is really good. So when I got over the finish, and I think you know her, Jane Verdell.
Yes.
Yes, she helped me to get ready for that race, and she already said, like, oh, if you're in the top 20, that's amazing. Yeah. And I looked at her and I was like, well, amazing. Top 20.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know.
There's not that many lanes in the pool.
Yes.
I mean, if it's top 20, it means I'm not good swimming in the finals. What the hell?
But I didn't realize how the point system works, and I had to learn so many things. So when I got over the finish and I get 20th, I realized what I had done, and then we just build up from there.
So then now this is what, 2017, 18? What year is this?
Yes, that was 2018.
18. So you're 2 years away from the games.
Yes.
Of course, then it gets delayed a year because of COVID.
Yeah.
So was that still the plan during that COVID period, is to try to get to Tokyo?
Yes. COVID made it really hard for me, because I also decided to live in Australia.
Right.
And I had some visa.
You couldn't get out then?
I couldn't, Australians, it was already hard for Australia, the Australia to get out.
Right.
And for me, it was even harder because they wouldn't accept me back in the country.
Right, if you left, you couldn't go back in.
Yes, and and I was also really committed to my visa and to make that work, so I could live there for the rest of my life if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And so I had, it was a hard decision, but I tried to make it work.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when did you find the longer distance?
Last year, so that was I did my first one in September. But I got qualified for Tokyo as a reserve for the relay.
Okay.
Only at the end they came with all these new rules that reserve people were not allowed to be in the village.
Oh, you couldn't go. So you were there, but staying outside the village. But you made the Olympic team.
Yeah, I made an Olympic team. Yes, I did. Yes.
That's a cool thing in the world. And you've only been in the sport for basically a year.
Yes, yeah. Well, it was 2.5 years by then. Yes.
But okay.
So it was absolutely a great achievement. And then with the Dutch Federation, the weirdest thing what happened was there was no COVID in Australia for all the 2 years that we had COVID.
Right.
And then just exactly before Tokyo, we had this massive outbreak in Sydney, and I was up in Queensland, so just up north in Cairns. So I got stuck there. And because I had this commitment to be the reserve person, I had to stay there till the Olympics is finished.
Right.
So then in that time I was like, well, I'm training for that relay, but I also want to stay fit, and I want to do something for myself as well, for if I'm not getting that spot. So then I saw Sunshine Coast, 70.3.
And you won it.
Yes.
Well, I see a pattern. This is great. This is unbelievable. So yes, 2021, so we win Sunshine Coast. You win in, was it 2022? You win Geelong. You second in Shepparton. Second at Challenge Walsay.
Walsay.
Right. Yeah. Fourth at Les Sables. Les Sables d'Olonne.
I think it's Les Sables, but
Les Sables.
Yes.
Les Sables
in front.
d'Olonne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got fourth there. So that's pretty damn impressive work. You're ranked number 41 in the world, and now you're here at the Canadian Open with $1 million prize purse. So it's been a little bit of a whirlwind for you.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's really great. Also, like I went back in sport because I wanted to support women in sport.
Right.
When I arrived in Sydney and I got settled and I start training for running, I also was watching the sport, and I saw, for example, Serena Williams playing tennis, and I heard she was I think she was 35, and I think she won the Australian Open. I'm not sure. Don't pinch me on this, but and I thought, it's so amazing, like that women still can compete on that higher level on older age. Yes. Yeah. And in swimming, there was always being told 18, swimming, 19, 20, you're done.
If you get to 20, you're over. Yeah.
And also fair enough. But then I thought, it would be really great if I could help the next generation and make women in sport bigger.
And them to understand that you can there really are no limits. You have a child, you come back, you can be a professional athlete for as long as you want. You make your own decision.
And I think I feel really honored I can be in that changing period to see how the women's sport is growing at the moment.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What are your goals here for Saturday?
Learning.
Learning. Well, that's
learning. Yes.
Yeah, because this has to be the best field you've ever raced in.
Absolutely. In my whole life. Yeah. This is my highest achievement.
I mean, you look around when you talk about powerful women, and you're looking at Emma Pallant-Brown and everybody who is here, Holly Lawrence. You're sort of looking at the all-star team of women's triathlon. They're all here. ITU, 70.3, Ironman, they're all here.
It's a great mix, and I think it's great for all of us that we can be here and that we can look each other in the eye and that we can compete and bring the sport to the next level. I think, what you said before, it's historic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So nice to get to meet you. I love your backstory. That's really fun.
Nice meeting you too.
Pleasure.
It's a really honor, especially because you have made triathlon.
Well, I've been around a long time. They can't get rid of me. They've tried. They can't get rid of me. Lotte Wilms has been our guest, everybody. Again, Breakfast with Bob from beautiful Edmonton, Canada. My name is Bob Babbitt. Hold on. We will be right back.